Wow. Is my camera dirty or am I? Wow. So I put myself in God mode and I tried to finish Borderlands in a new record time today and couldn't come close to what I did the other day, which was basically 5.5 hours. So my whole goal here, I'm trying to keep myself motivated, you know what I mean? My goal here is to have characters on each PlayStation, 4 or 5 characters only, so I can clean everything out, and they'll have all of the best weapons and all of the one-ofs that are extremely hard to find. And I'm hoping that'll get rid of some of my slow load times. I have too much data and too much information in there. Same thing with Borderlands 2. Just too many characters. And I believe in fresh starts. Everyone asks, well, why do you delete 8,000 videos? You know how many hits you could have got off of that? Even if no one was watching them, you'd get 1,000 hits. It's just so silly. That's so stupid. People that use YouTube as a way to make a living, I've noticed how afraid they are. You know what I mean? There's a few YouTubers covering Ukraine, and some of them won't even show actual video. They're showing this weird kind of a covered video thing. And listen, the whole point is that's violence. Anyway, it doesn't matter if you make it look like some kind of a weird, drawing instead of actually what's going on. It's still all violence, okay? It's still war porn. Yes, there's a need to know. Yeah, there's a need to know, and we need people covering the war. But it shouldn't be your entire life revolves around your YouTube personality. Oh man, it makes me glad that we didn't have any of this shit when I was growing up. I'm really, really glad that we didn't have smartphones and tablets. Really. I think the only thing that I would have really wanted to have back then, say 1973, would be digital music. I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I bragged big time, because I was so smart, that I told my friends, one day we'll be able to carry our entire music collection in the trunk of our car. That's so funny. Yeah, little did I know, right? That now I can carry it on a chip the size of my fingernail. It's crazy. It really is. It's crazy. I have 292 gigs worth of music that I've downloaded from CD onto my PC and then copied on mini hard drives. Because I'm always super paranoid that I'm going to have a hard drive go bad, and there goes all those years of work on my music. It literally took, almost 4 months with 3 computers running all day long, swapping out CDs to copy that music over into a digital format. This was right after the Roll iPod went out, And I thought, okay, I better get ahead of the curve here and digitize all my own music myself so that I could use it. And iTunes used to make it relatively simple for you to integrate your music into iTunes. Of course, they would still screw it up, but they didn't make it such a big headache and a hassle because of all this proprietary shit and DLC and all that. Fit my whole music collection in the trunk of my car. That's funny. So now, hopefully, I'll be able to, I'm thinking maybe 8 characters on each box should be enough to carry the 200 or 300 special weapons that we have. We have one gun that we keep trying to copy back and forth, and it makes it very hard because it's obvious it doesn't want us to have that gun. It's way, way overpowered. They haven't corrected it because you can't trade it. You can't trade in Borderlands 1. And number 2, if you throw that gun down, it will go through the floor. It doesn't matter where you're at. I heard someone say, oh, do it in the add-on content, and then it won't do that. Wrong. It went right through the floor at the Underdome. And it doesn't, I also tried it down on the ground. Someone said, oh, you can't do it up on the wooden platforms because it falls underneath and lands on the ground and you can't get to it. So we went down into the middle where all the doorways are at. Nope, still didn't work. So there are guns they don't want you to have, and I got that one by accident. I didn't even know I got it. This guy was kicking my ass with an electric gun. One shot, boom, everything was, my shields were gone and my health was down to like 1. And one time I fought him and I got up behind him and I stayed behind him using my siren's power to slow him down. And when I killed him, I was still mashing on the button. It picked up his gun. It never fell through the floor. It's like 989 electric gun, and it'll kill anything in the game with one shot. It's just a monster. So anyway, that's what I've been doing all week. It's a giant pain in the butt. Trying to start with a level character 6 and then get all of the storage SDUs, which means I have to play the game at least once, and then Tartarus twice, and Jacobs twice. Because that's 12 storage spots. Then I'll be able to do all my swapping, hopefully by next week. It just gives me something to do. I like to be organized, you know what I mean? I have the same thing on all my other characters. On Borderlands 2, I have all of my Seraph guns. I have all of my guns all set up so that I can swap them back and forth. Don't have to go look for them. Unless I want to use my Game Genie to get credits, but who wants to do that? That's a pain in the butt, you know what I mean? I have to use my PlayStation 3 and shit. Yeah, it's a pain. Okay. I think I've had my little rant for the evening. It'll hopefully stop some of these long load times. Because this one, this is that Xbox right now that I'm playing on this screen. I have an HDMI cable running across the room. I switch between the two of them so I can make this one a God mode character, starting the game out as a level 40 with level 40 guns. And I use a siren because I don't want to fight anybody. I just want to get through the game as fast as I possibly can, and you need the siren to do that. She covers a lot more ground, so you can get the job done in about 5.5 hours with her. It's about 7 or 8 with any of the other characters. All right, have a nice night.